Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the moment you've all been waiting for. She's got class. She's got grace. She'll put you at ease, then challenge you to face your truth. She asks the questions you think and says the things you feel. Stay locked in. This is Juliet G, and you're tuned to Supreme Radio UK. Spilling the tea. Juliet G.
Morning, morning, morning. Wakey, wakey, wakey. Rise and smile. Hello, everybody. It's Saturday. Hooray! Clap for yourself. You're up and alive. Yay. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Right now, you are through to Spilling the Tea to Juliet G, another exciting edition of your Saturday morning talk show. Now, no matter what part of the world you are tuning in from, north, south, east or west, or the surrounding counties, home is best. Now, thank you for lending me your ears. It's your host, Juliet G, where I converse with real people and get them to spill that tea. And that's a T with a double E and talk their truth. Oh, it's Saturday, the 4th day of July, and the time in London town is 15 minutes past the hour of 8 for the time watchers. Now, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Gibbs for another excellent show last night, and plus he gave extra time, a whole hour. He went on till 2. Now, I want to also wish our very own Mosty G a very happy birthday for yesterday. And guess what? Our very own DJ Navira a very happy birthday for tomorrow. And as I'm not on tomorrow, I want to wish you a happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Don't get me started, people. Don't get me started. I've got a surprise for you lot later. Another equipment. Yes. No, I'm not going to play the recorder. I also want to give a big shout out to Pam, Miss Time Watcher. I also want to say a big thank you to our guest last week, former guest of mine who evolved in business from women of colour in policing to women of colour in public services. Now they have now written their own book, Driving Systemic Change and Empowerment for Women of Colour in Public Services. Now, The Burden of One by Sandra Smith and Samantha Alexander. Now, if you've missed last week's show, it has actually been uploaded. I wanted to just check and see how many messages I got. And whoa, was I bombarded. But you know what? It has been uploaded onto Mixcloud and now YouTube. So please press the follow button and subscribe, and you'll get immediate notification, and then you won't have to message me. What's the link? Okay. Now, as I always like to say, gratitude is definitely a must. And I'm grateful to the sponsors and supporters of my show. I'm grateful to Supreme Management for giving me this opportunity, which I don't take for granted. I'm grateful to Soul Gigs, Fine Boy Inc., Martin Winter of James Shoe Care, Embark Inside. I'm grateful to Miss V, the therapist, SAS, you know who you are. Kevin Bennett, my big sister's son, for our weekly prayers. Queen Miss Selena, Impactful Media, for keep on pushing and promoting, and Vows Everlasting Celebrant for those premium ceremonies. And I'm also grateful to you, the listeners, that listen religiously, that want to hear what I'm going to get up to every Saturday morning when I get up. And you know, I haven't actually slept. Yeah, I haven't actually slept. But that's okay, that's okay. And on that note, it's not about me, it's about you, the listeners. Now, it's that time where I pass you on to my big sister Son for our weekly prayer. Now, before we proceed, I want to send a prayer to a couple of people that are in our communities that are actually going through things. That is Eddie Nesta and Trevor Nelson. And also to anyone who's going through anything, any form of ill health at the moment. May the good Lord cover you and your family and give you the strength to see this situation you're going through. And may He touch you all with His healing hands. And we ask in His Son, Jesus' name. Amen. And let me pass you on to my big sister, Son.
Dear Lord God, Heavenly Father, as we come together again today to listen into another edition of Spilling the Tea to Juliet G, I give you thanks. I give you thanks for giving us this opportunity to listen into her programme. I give you thanks, dear Lord God, for her co-host. I give you thanks, dear Lord God, for us as listeners and for all the behind-the-scenes work that goes to bringing this programme together. Dear Lord God, Heavenly Father, a prayer of thanks is something that we need to do for us to remember all the good things that you do, the things that we wish for, the things that we pray for, and the things, dear Lord God, that come our way that we're not sure what to do with. So as we continue to be with each other, let us live our life, let us laugh in life, and let us love our lives, dear Lord God. So as Juliet G's guest shares their knowledge and experience, let us listen keenly and open our hearts so we too can learn from what they share with us. Dear Lord God, as I like to say, all things are possible with you. So as we continue to look at the impossibilities, we know you can make them possible. Watch over us all as we go about our week. Continue to be with us, continue to guide us, and continue to love us. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good morning, Juliet. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my gosh, and are you really doing a tambourine now? I heard your tambourine. You're taking it somewhere. That's what I do though. I'm good. I'm not gonna lie, I am tired, but I feel really blessed. Yeah.
I don't even think. I don't even. I've been talking to you, but I don't even think people heard me.
Oh,
Oh, apologies.
serious.
My mic was off.
Oh.
Oh, so you've been talking, but I don't know whether people heard me. But it's okay. It's okay. All
That's
right.
all good.
All
That's all
right.
good. That's all
Okay.
good.
You see now. You hear that? You hear that? Juliet, we couldn't hear you. Yes. Thank you. I know. You know when you just look up and it's like, oh Lord. Anyway,
It's
Kevin,
all good.
how are you? How's your week been?
It's been extremely busy, and I got some really good news as well, which I'm really, really happy about.
Oh, pray,
So,
pray,
I'm
pray
good.
tell. Hold on. Yeah, pray tell. Come on, Kevin, share. Come on, you know you want
So,
to.
so, when it comes to when people make apps, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much every single app that you've experienced, I don't know, it could be Facebook, wherever it may be, that's on your phone. Yeah. It has to go through a rigorous process before it gets onto the App Store. Many apps get rejected and it won't be accepted.
Mm.
But every app gets rejected to some level and they have to go back and make all these amendments and it takes forever.
Yeah.
With that said, my app has been accepted onto the app stores.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
are you gonna be sending out a link? How can we connect, Kevin?
So now that the app's been accepted, we're just adding more content to the app, and then once all the content is added, we'll start giving out the link to people. But yes, so it's a life coach app, and it's going to be helping you with every single part of your life from some of the most powerful minds on the planet. So I'm really happy about that.
Fantastic. I can't wait.
Yes, 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 yes. So, yep, good mood, good mood. Away from that, I've just been studying and studying. I haven't even seen the weather. I haven't gone outside. I've got exams coming up on Monday, so I've been studying non-stop.
Don't
But
worry.
I'm good.
The vitamin D will be waiting for you. Don't worry.
I hope so.
Of course, it's not
I
going.
don't,
It's not going
I
anywhere.
don't get vitamin F by the time it's time for me to go outside.
Yeah. Don't worry. Vitamin D. Do you know that? Do you know the blood test that I took?
Yes.
My results came through, and
Oh, they can do results as well.
yeah, because they have to test your blood. They have to test your blood, and I am um, I am A plus, so I'm a bloody oh bladder oh bladder. Ah,
Hold
remember
on.
that song?
Let me ask you a question. One second. One second.
Um,
Let me get this clear. I need
yeah,
to get this clear in my mind.
yeah,
Right. So your blood,
yeah,
right? They take your blood, as
uh-huh.
in take how much pints or whatever it is they take,
Yeah,
yeah?
yeah.
But they don't know if they're going to use it. Are you saying that to me?
No. They will use it. They will use it because like they take your, whether it's the blood, the proteins and all that, because they I'm not quite sure exactly what they do with it, but I know that they will use, no blood is wasted, nothing is wasted. We are coming up to that all important community break. Let's talk the other side. Okay.
Okay.
Skating Haven Roller Disco every Sunday, 1 to 3 p.m. at the Newham Leisure Centre, 281 Prince Regent Lane, London, E13 8SD. We provide you with the skates, helmet, pads and roller disco for 2 hours. Never skated before or just not too confident in your skating ability? Then we have a special boot camp with a qualified instructor who will teach you to skate in under 20 minutes. Fancy having a skate party? Skating Haven can organise that for you too. We'll even give you a free birthday cake for having your party with us. Private and corporate parties are also welcome. Music provided by DJ Sammy Skates and Di Green Eyes. For more info, call us on 07 956 131 672 or go to our website skatinghaven.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Welcome back to Spilling the Tea to Juliet T. Yeah, that was Skate Haven. Right, Kevin.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's talk about blood. Fire.
Yes.
Yes, Kevin, guess what?
Yes.
I got information back, right? And they said, thank you for your donation. You've joined a very special group of people helping to save and improve lives. Now, they checked my blood type, and for every new donation, and the blood type that I am is A positive. Now, blood types are used to match a donation to the right patient, and some blood types are needed much more often than others. Now,
Right.
hold fire. Yeah. Now, as a, hold on, A type blood types, right? How rare is A positive blood group? Now, 1 in 3 donors is A positive. So,
Right.
yeah, 1 in 3 donors. But however, you know that as people keep like you can only, as a woman, you can only donate every 16 weeks, and I think it's 3 times a year, and men can donate 4 times a year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, because women go through their cycle and stuff and they're losing blood, so they have to replenish their blood. So, but around 30% of donors have A positive blood, making them the second most common blood type after the, was it zero? Zero, well, not zero, what they call?
Oh,
O
oh,
negative. I'm looking
yeah,
at it
yeah.
and I'm saying zero. It's
Hmm.
O positive. Yeah. So the A positive are the second most common type after the O positive, which is 36%.
Got
Now,
it. Mm.
who can receive A positive blood? Now, A positive and AB positive people, right? So, if you are out there, know your group, know your blood group. It's only just a little prick, trust me, and I'm sure you've had worse pricks than that. Not saying anything
Anyway,
else. Not
yeah.
saying
Go
anything else.
on.
Yeah, I'm talking about jabs.
That's what I
You
was
see?
thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So,
Yeah, go ahead.
so what blood A positive receive? So group A and negative. What they called? O positive. O
Yeah.
group people. So
Mhm.
people with A positive blood can receive donations from A positive other donors, A negative donors, O negative donors, and O positive donors. And why
Right.
is A positive blood important? Because it's in demand. We are
Mm.
in demand. So it's very
Do you know what would be
important.
interesting? Do you know what would be interesting to research is, um, for example, the black community. What is the majority of the black community? That would be
Oh,
interesting to
do
know.
you know? Do you know that it is also really important for the black community to come out and donate blood? Because, we are matched with other black donors as well. But like they say there's something about our genes. This blood thing is very, very complicated. I think we need to talk to
It is.
a blood nurse, because I got about 1,000,001 questions to be asking. So, like they use blood for a whole multitude of things, not only just for transfusions. Do you know that men's blood can also be used for, was it they use is it the platelets or things for eye drops, to make eye drops? Did you know that?
Oh no, that's interesting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, people, go and donate, please. Go and donate. I like to lead by example. I did mine last week, and in 16 weeks' time, I'll be there again. And do you know what? It doesn't take long. It really doesn't. And the people are just so nice. They're so nice and so accommodating. They got the right caliber of people doing the job. It's not like going to the NHS. Sorry, it's the NHS. But I mean, it's not like go and, when you just go and do your blood test and then they prick you and then, you know, it's a little bit more to it than that. But you know what?
Mm.
It doesn't take long. And for you to give just a pint of blood every 16 weeks, to know that you are saving 6 babies' lives or 3 adults' lives.
That's
That,
a good way to measure it. That's a really, really, really good way to
yeah.
measure it. That's really good.
So,
Mm.
just to know that my blood is going to at least preserve life, that for me is just, you know, it is.
Yeah, blessing within itself.
I mean, sometimes we can't give financially, sometimes you feel like, but blood is something that, as long as you're drinking, as long as you're eating, as long as you're healthy, we can all give blood. It's not difficult.
I
But
agree. Yeah,
however,
yeah.
there are some people that unfortunately are unable to give blood. If you've got
I'm one of
cancer,
those. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm one of those.
I was anemic
Mm.
before, so that was one of the reasons why I wasn't able to give blood. So I was lacking in iron, but like now I'm good. So just vitamin D for me. So I went out and bought my vitamin D supplements, and I'm chewing and drinking away. So I got to get that up, because the vitamin D works with your immune system, so it stops you from getting sick.
Mm.
Anyway, let's talk about the update. Let me update you so far. Now, last week I went to Salsa on Tuesday, and let me just tell you, Kevin, I had a wicked time. I went to Salsa Smile in Romford, and what amazing. Do you know, I have to give Pat and Angie a big shout out. They're the door ladies. Um, Call it what you like, whether they harassed, whether they did their
Harassed. Hold on
thing.
a second. No,
Yeah,
no, let's not go over that too fast.
yeah.
What do you mean harass? Who did they harass?
They stopped people, and they managed to raise £70 just like that in the
A
space of.
ras and raise. It sounds like a ras and rob.
No,
What happened?
harassed.
Okay.
They didn't. They no. They actually they did their thing. I was kind of like
Did
sat
they?
there.
Okay, let's go through the stages of it because I heard that part. Right.
Okay.
Did they go? Did they put their hands in people's pockets and
No,
purses
no,
without
no,
them?
Kevin. The
Okay.
people
Did,
paid to come in, and then they just said, "Oh, look, you know, this is a really good cause to donate for, da 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 da, what have you. Oh, this young lady, she's going to do a parachute jump. Would you like to donate? Would you like to give a little something?" And they did. They put their hands in their pocket, and some people, admittedly, did not know what ACLT was. But you know what? They donated, and I love them for that. And so, for me, I think that Orin coming on next week is fantastic, because he can explain what the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust was set up for, what they've been doing for the past 30 years, how they've evolved, and what their organization does for patients and families, and how they work, not just in the UK, but all over the world. Do you know that?
that is so interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I think that yeah. So the door ladies, keep doing your thing. I'll be
Yeah. Big,
there.
big shout out to you guys,
You know,
harassing people. I'm really, really good.
yeah. I mean, that was fantastic.
I
70.
need to raise. I need to raise some money. I'm coming down. I'm gonna get them to help me to buy some trainers.
Trainers, Kevin, is that a good cause? So I also want to thank
Bless them.
all.
What a serious now. Bless
Yeah,
them, big them up as well.
honestly, Pat and Angie, Salsa Smile, and also for Tony, for Salsa Smile, for allowing me to put my information
Mm,
out there, and
yeah,
you
put
know
your best foot forward on that one.
that is the one. That is the one. So
Yeah, big
and
shouts out to them.
all donations welcome. So I also want to thank all the people that have made a contribution directly to my Just Giving page. There's been anonymous donations, Lee Smooth, Mark Ajayi, Jenny C from Salsa and Barker, Conrad Plenty, our very own DJ Easy G, Claudette, George from Tesco's Whittam, Steve from Whittam, James from Whittam, Mandy from Whittam, Eve from Whittam, Pamela R. Haynes, Grace Onsona, Neil Smith, Sheila Pelion, Charles and Jimu, Adejomi, Michael Adejomi, M. Mitchell, Angela Woodburn, Lisa McLean, Charity, Marcia Spence, Lisa from Whittam, Lulu from Whittam, Deborah Humphreys, Councillor Femi, Wilma Jarvis, Margaret Wellington, Debbie Allen, the Lasakis, Lyndon Wizard, Claire and Gary, Clive Lindsay, Basil, Malcolm from Whittam, Fumi Layo, Lawal, our very own TLC, Derek Doris, our very own Nigel B, Brenda from Whittam, Mr. A.M. Butterfly, Maxine, Edgar, plus let me not forget the anonymous donors, and I cannot thank you all enough for getting the ball rolling and believing in me even before I've even jumped. So, it's never too late. If you would like to donate, I have 21 days left till jump day, and let me tell you, people, I cannot wait. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. And so, for those of you that are listening, I'm wondering, what is she on about? On the 26th of July, 2026, I'll be doing a tandem parachute jump to raise £10,000 for the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust, also known as ATLT. Now, ACLT does vital life-saving work supporting patients and their families affected by blood cancer and other blood disorders, while they're raising awareness of the urgent need for more stem cell, blood and organ donors within the Black, African and Caribbean and mixed heritage communities. This fundraiser also highlights how health inequalities and representation and actually courage and community are really important, and it is for us to leave a legacy for the next generation. So it is really, really important for us to get involved and not sit back and think, leave it to others. Some people will say it was a bit naive of me, but you know what? We've got to start somewhere. I'm just
Naive from what perspective, may I ask?
for the amount of money that I'm requesting. As they say,
I don't. To be fair, I don't think it's naive.
no, neither.
And the reason why I don't,
Go on,
yeah,
go ahead.
the reason why I don't think it's naive because our community do struggle when it comes to doing certain things,
Yeah,
like backing certain causes or even giving blood. But right across all other communities, pretty much, they do have a certain type of solidarity at times, and it takes someone to kind of push that barrier, that mark to where we're more forthcoming with certain things, and it's got to start somewhere. We can't just be walking around with low hanging fruits and meeting that low hanging fruit expectation. We've got to push and kind of raise the bar. So no, good for you for pushing the bar as high as you can, regardless of the situation.
and you know what, Kevin, when it comes to talking about things that affect us as Black people, sometimes we're not very forthcoming because we've been told not to talk, not to say anything, not to keep quiet. And I feel like we have to start somewhere. And I mentioned earlier about Eddie Nesta. He's been on his socials talking about prostate cancer. And I've also got a special guest who's our very own Nigel B, who will be also sharing his journey. I've had TLC talk about his journey. I've also had Mosty G talk about his journey with prostate cancer. We, like things that affect us, I think we need to talk more about. And it is not shame. We need to talk about it because other cultures do. Instead of it being negative, let's be positive about it. Okay, we are coming up to that all-important break, and when we come back, we'll be having our guest, Elaine Henry. Welcome back to Spilling the Tea to Juliet G on your number one community radio station, your Saturday morning fix, where we talk to real people and encourage them to talk their truth. Now, this morning we are delighted. Listen, my words are not quite coming out properly, but understand that this morning we're delighted to welcome a very special guest. She's a director, or one of the directors of Platinum Routes CIC. She is someone who is passionate about community, purpose, support, and creating positive pathways for people. Today, we're finding out more about her journey, the work of Platinum Routes CIC, the vision behind it, and the impact they're making within the community. So, listeners, get comfortable, stay locked in, and please help me. Clap your hands, start clapping. Come on, Kevin, start clapping. Yeah. Sound effects. There's nothing beats original sound effects. Bam! Morning, Elaine. How are you?
I'm absolutely fine. Yes, that was quite a welcome. Good morning, Juliet. Good morning.
Good morning.
And good morning, the world.
And I'd also like to introduce my co-host, Kevin.
Yes, I'm here. Being a co-host, chilling in the background.
Kevin.
Yes.
People say I bully you. Do I bully you, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. It's a fact. It is a fact.
Whatever.
It is 100% a fact.
Listen, Kevin, you only have one job to do. One job.
Yeah, one job after the show, which is therapy.
Kevin! Don't be like that now. Stop it, Kevin. Stop it. Elaine, how are you, my dear?
I am wonderful, blessed, beautiful sunshine, lovely day. I feel good.
The sun is shining.
Yeah.
If I open my curtains, the sun is just beaming. I need to wear my sunglasses. My reactor light is reacting.
I went out early this morning and the sun was shining. I went to the gym and the wind was cold, but yeah, it was lovely out there.
Okay.
Didn't get in the gym, but anyway.
Did you say you went to the gym, but you didn't get in the gym?
I didn't get in. Yeah.
What happened?
I go around 6:30 because it opens 6:30. So I usually leave about 6:20 and get there. And wait, opens at 6:30. And I don't know what my brain was on today. And I got there, and as I pulled up, my daughter said, "I think I saw you in your gym thing, Mum. You know the gym don't open till 8." And I'm like, "What?"
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't do it. So I drove back and I thought, oh, forget it. So she's gone now. So
yeah. Never mind.
Yeah, I like to go early because if I don't do it early, the day takes over and I just can't get there.
Yeah.
I just cannot get there once the day takes over. I've got too much to do. But there is a Zumba class at 10 o'clock. So if I finish, I can go to a Zumba.
Now,
you're not leaving there at 10 o'clock, right?
I know. I just said if. I just put a big if in there.
I'm just letting you know.
Thank you, Kevin.
Zumba class gone.
Thank you. Zumba is next week, not this week. Zumba is next week, yeah? Or tomorrow you can Zumba. Okay. Zumba your life away. Okay? Now, Kevin, over to you.
Yes. So welcome, Elaine. Thank you for joining us on Spin the Tea to Juliet G. This show is all about exposing your whole life. No, it's not. It's not really. But with that said,
Da, 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 da.
that should be the strap line. But with that said, please, yeah. You can tell us a little bit about yourself, including, where you come from, what you do, who you are, and obviously, please only share what you feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
aka let all your business out.
You
Yeah,
know,
our listeners love it when you express all of it. So
don't be giving us no half
Yeah.
business.
yeah.
Well, um, you know what? There's just too much to talk about. So I'm just going to strip this back to the project that I came on to talk about, which is the
But hold on,
Palm
whoa,
Key.
before
No,
we
oh,
get to
no.
that, no, we're
You
gonna
need
get to
to
that. We're gonna
introduce
get to that.
yourself.
We want to know. We want to know who you are. Give us a bit of
Okay.
background about yourself. People just want to. The people want to kind of immerse themselves into the person more than the product
Okay.
first. So let's get to know who you are.
Okay. I'm Elaine Henry.
Mhm.
Background, earliest background was catering, hospitality management, hotel management, chefing, all that sort of stuff. Moved into property management, property selling, teaching. So everything has a teaching background, and including now I'm also a singer. I sing with various groups. I teach a choir, Strictly Roots and Revival Voices. So, yeah, that's my background. And in all of that, I do a lot of charity. I've always done charity work from like in my 20s. I do a lot of charity stuff. And yeah, one of my projects is to do with charity. So I do a lot for myself and a lot for my community. I'm a
Okay,
very busy bee, as they
right.
say.
So, Elaine, for the listeners who may be hearing about Platinum Roots CIC for the first time, can you tell us what the organisation is all about?
Right. Okay. It starts say just before lockdown, and it's based on just getting people out of their homes, doing stuff socially in the community that one feeds people, and two gets people out of isolation and loneliness, and bringing people together, especially the elderly. I do a lot with the elderly community. And basically, that is the crux of it, including obviously education, and that's for the younger people. So that's its mainstream feeding one, looking after our elders, getting them out, getting them socialized, and helping those who are isolated in their homes, and then working with the young people and trying to do multi-generational things where the young people work with the elders and learn to respect them and learn from them, and both ways. So
Fantastic.
yes, so that's what we do. And let's start from about just before lockdown. I used to do a lot. Well, we still do a lot of food delivery. A lot of collection of food used to be at Westfields or then posh Marks and Spencer's, blah blah. Collection redistribution to hostels, da da da. And I used to do it in my car. Used to do it in my car, go around, da da da. One day, some guy came up and said, "What are you doing?" Because I mean, my car's full now, full of food, the back, the front, the side. I mean, and he's going, "Well," I said, "Well, I'm distributing and giving out food and give." There used to be homeless before lockdown. There was homeless literally on the street, so we used to give out them the sandwiches, the cakes, the food, da 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 da. And then he goes, "What are you doing?" I told him what I was doing, and he says, "Oh, next time I got a knock on my door, this guy comes. Oh, we've got a van." I said, "What van? For what? What?" And he says, "We got a van for you." And this is an electrical company. So I says, "Oh." So he wants obviously me to go and take a picture. And I said, "Oh, I don't do pictures. I really don't do pictures. I'm the person behind the camera." Anyway, he said, "No, it's just for us." Da, da, da. Anyway, clearly just for them. Then our next thing saw it in, or I didn't see, somebody called me who'd seen it in the Waltham Forest. I'm like, oh my God. So basically they gave me a van to do what I do because I was doing it in my car. Yes, I had a big enough car, but it then got bigger. So it meant that I could then do quite a few hostels within Waltham Forest, mother and baby home, blah, blah, blah. I got the key from the borough, so that got me in to these places, because sometimes I'll be ringing the bell with big crates in my hand, nobody's coming, and I'm holding these big crates. I got a key, which then gave me a bypass, and I could just let myself in, put the crates down, leave, go. Next time I come pick up the empty crates. So it was really good, and we were doing quite a bit of that. And then we got into being an official CIC. So the food projects has expanded with Fair Share now. So we're working with Fair Share. But the van, by the way, the story of the van was, I had the van for a couple of years, for 2 years, about 2 years nearly. And then I went to do the service on the van. There was about £400 worth of stuff to service. And I said to the guy, yeah, all right, just do it. He goes, but why are you going to do that? You can't keep this van for another, it was like 2 more months. So I said, why? He said, because it's going to cost you every time you drive it. I said, why? Because the new ELES thing that was coming out, and I didn't know about it. Should have known it, I'm a driver. But anyway, the new rules were that if you're driving on the main road, blah, you're going to pay £12.50 for this, and then another £12.50 for that, because it didn't meet the new emissions thing, blah, blah. So I said, okay. So obviously I had to get rid of the van. And it was a lovely van, because in between lockdown, driving the van all the time, I wasn't driving my car. And one day jumping into the car, my daughter goes, Mum, where did you jumping into the van? My daughter goes, where's your car? Of course, in lockdown, they stole my car.
Oh, wow.
As it happens. And the police says, well, yeah, the police goes, you know what? Every 5 minutes we're getting a call, because people weren't using their car in lockdown. People were just going around stealing people's cars. And I didn't even notice my car had gone, because I was so used to jumping in the van to go and collect food and distribute. So I didn't notice. And when I jumped, car gone. Mm-hmm. so yeah, that was that. So I stole my daughter's car.
So Elaine, what inspired the name Platinum Routes, and what does it represent to you personally?
Right. People call me Lady Platinum because from back in the day, my other business, Platinum Prestige Events, I do a lot of events, trips to Ghana, Ascot. I've done Ascot. This was my 10th year 2 weeks ago doing Ascot. I do like lots of dinner events and parties and da-da-da-da. So I've been Platinum Prestige Events for the longest, and that's why it's now Platinum Routes. It's a different route to what we're doing, and it's route ways to get people hopefully out of food poverty, route ways to get people out of isolation and loneliness. So that's all it was. It was just sticking with Platinum because Platinum's on everything to do with me anyway. So that's why we've got Platinum Routes.
I love that. That's really, really powerful. But just like, as one of the directors, what does your role entail? And also as well, what are you most passionate about within the organization? Because I can hear you're a really, really passionate person, which is so important.
The three things we do, the food project, and now going to do another food project with the young boys, and the singing project. I think at the moment the passion is in the singing project because obviously I love music, I love singing, and I love revival music, etc., etc. But my earliest passion from a young person was always catering, and I've went for this particular project to do with the young boys was because they're eating rubbish on the street. I want to use another word, but let's go with rubbish on the road.
Yeah.
And it's not doing them any good. And I think, people's mindset is that a cooked meal is cost time, take too much time, and it cost a lot of money. Well, it doesn't if you know what you're doing. So, yeah. We'll talk about that project in a minute. But yeah, so I do get passionate about things that I know about and that I love. Music, I love to the bone. I've grown up in a household of music from a child. My father was a well-known DJ, a producer, blah, 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 blah. And then my brothers got into music. And then my sister got into music, singing with Silver Tail and all. So, yeah, music is my passion. Food is also my passion. So there you go.
I love that. So was the community work a part of your journey, or did something happen that actually pushed you in the direction of it? Because it sounds like it's at the core of just your whole work and being.
You see, the thing is, when you've grown up in a place, like my parents were always helping people. You know how our Caribbean parents are. They're always helping or giving. My mum, I won't even go there because my mum can give away. And we always had people in who wanted something. Even when my parents moved abroad, my mum was always, her shopping was not shopping for her household, her and my dad. It was shopping because she know such and such, our church has got 5 kids and then cancer. So we've always given, and it's just a natural thing. So you don't see it as something outside of, do you know what I mean? Something extra. It's just normal. If people are in need, you help. And it's become normal. It's what I've done from my 20s. At Christmas, you'd sit down, and when you're filling up, and I would sign checks for about 5 or 6 different charities that was on TV, because it was just, well, at the end of the day, you just give. So even if it was just a £5 or a tenner, you'd send checks. Them back days was always a check to this, a check to that, a check to that. And that was it. That was you giving. But it was normal. It didn't feel outside of you to do. And that's it. I don't know if it was also a church background. I had a half church background from I'm 16 upwards, but it's just normal. And we've just always helped and given. And it just, I can't even see it as something that you can say, oh, it was at this time that I identified I want to do charity, because I've always done. We used to have the Property Millionaires Board back in the day when I was into property. So we taught for however long, and then every other year we'd have a ball which gave back. We helped Eastside Young Leaders Academy. We did for sickle cell. Another major charity. But we just always did whatever you do, the charity side of it, and give back, because I just think that's it. You grow up with that mentality that, if you win $1 million, you give 10% to charity. And it doesn't have to be a charity. It can be people who are in need, because it will always come back to you. It always comes back.
Absolutely. Now, Elaine, CIC. Now, people must probably be wondering, what does CIC stand for? Now, without Googling it, it means Community Interest Companies. Now, they're created to benefit the community. What gap did you see that made Platinum Routes CIC necessary?
Okay, well, what we were doing, you see, all the food things and blah, blah, blah that we were doing from time was without it being a registered company. It was just us doing. But what happens is when you want to expand and do more, people are, well, are you a charity? Are you a CIC? Are you registered? And it then became necessary to become registered in order to do what we're doing, and also to do the next project I'm just doing now. In order to get recognition, in order to get funding for certain things, you need to have some sort of, be registered somewhere, either a charity, either this or that. Yeah. And that's the only reason why I decided to be, make it official. Because people just, they recognize you more, they'll engage with you more, etc.
So what kind of people or communities do you most want to reach through your work?
Well, let's go back. With the food project, we give to everybody, any and everybody. That's how it works. Hostels, children, mother and baby homes. So it's a mix of any and anybody. The Roots Choir speaks for itself. So if you don't know who John Biggs, if you don't know Studio One, if you don't know Channel One, if you don't know Treasure Eye, don't bother come. Simple. So there is that. The Young Boys Project is Black young boys between 10 and 24, which will be splitting that up. But so I am just passionate about, really, if I have to be really honest, I'm passionate about helping our community, because there's a big division, and I think there's enough funds going around other communities, but I think we need to help our community and also bridge the gap between our young people and our elders. One, so that they have a bit of respect for our elders, because I think we're missing that. The parenting of like the 30s and 40s, those sorts of parents are missing that teaching to their young people, that they need to respect the elders and also learn from them, because there's a lot that they can teach them. There's a lot the elders can teach them, and there's a lot that the young people can teach the elders. But where people are too busy, that middle gap between the 30s, 40s, 50s, those are busy parents, maybe single parents, maybe, working all hours. So those kids are left to their own devices. And internet devices. They're not getting that cultural teaching that us maybe further up the other end of the scale had from our parents, even though our parents worked as well. So there was a sort of thing that you taught with your, you see a young person, that a young people would look at you and, hello, auntie. You'd be lucky. Now they want to cuss you, move off the bus. They want to jump on the bus before you push you. You see, the gaps. There's a gap. There's a gap there that we've missed, and we need to bring that back with our young people.
Right.
So
We're coming up to that all important community break, and when we come back, we'll talk some more. Kevin, you can start.
Let's talk about the project.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Welcome back to Spilling the Tea to Juliet G on your number one community radio station. Can I stress that enough? No, I can't. Anyway, we are in conversation with Elaine Henry, one of the directors of Platinum Routes CIC. Now, Kevin, over to you.
Yeah. So the question that I was really interested in asking you before we went to the break, and the question is, what are some of the key programs? Because I know, like, you're talking about that generation, bringing the generations together and kind of getting children nowadays to have that same old school values. And so it just got me thinking about, how do we do that? Are there key programs, services or projects that Platinum Routes CIC currently provides? So it's a bit of a leading question talking about the children, because that's the last thing we're talking about. But even if it's not the children, just in general, but do you have any that will bring the generational relationship and line together?
Okay. The program that we're going into at the moment, because we've had a few things this year alone. We've had a health and wellness day, which was great because we had different people, adults all the way down to young people, doing different things, different stands, different people talking about different health issues, which was actually great for the young people because they get to know more about what the elders are dealing with, and basically helping them with helping their parents. So we have that. We have another one in September, which is more targeted towards the Black and ethnic minority community. So, that would be brilliant. The program coming up from September, we hope we'll start in September, is the cooking program for young Black boys, the Calm Kitchen. And the reason it's called the Calm Kitchen is basically because it's about cooking food that does not have ease, does not have preservatives, etc. So all natural food, healthy food that will work with their mentality, with their brain power, help more positive rather than things that, as we know, the foods are things that you buy on the street can be filled with ease, can be filled with all sorts of preservatives, and has an effect on our mental health and our behavior. Regardless of people saying no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. If you eat food regularly that has different sorts of chemicals in it, it will have an effect on your mentality and your behavior. And I also think, and before I'm going to caveat that before people go for me, that with people having chicken and chips as their mainstay food every single day, come off leave school, go to chicken and chip shops. These foods have an effect on our kids. Yes, I understand people don't have a lot of money, and sometimes that is the one dinner for the kids to go home and blah, blah, blah. However, I still think there's a way, one, to teach our kids to come home and cook, cook something that's wholesome, and it can be inexpensive as well. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be yam and banana and this. Yes, we like our kids to know our cultural food. However, they don't have to have that every night. And they can have a wholesome food that's free of preservatives, that they can cook, that they can show their parents that they can cook, and that they can have a healthy meal in the evening. And that's the program that we're doing for our young boys. And it's not sexist that we expect that the girls should already be cooking. Way the funding panned out, and I just think it's important that our boys can cook. And again, I'm talking about that age gap, because I would say if you speak to most young or most men between their 45, 50, 60, they can cook. So what's happened to our young kids who can't cook, can barely fry an egg? I was so passionate about that. I'm so glad that our funds came through for us to do this, because I think it's so important. There should not be, oh yeah, let the girls them cook. No, boys must know how to cook, then you won't get taken advantage of.
Do you know what?
I love that.
Sorry
and is there one project that is especially close to your heart? Because we've got many projects within that, and they're all relevant. They're designed to help, as you said, bridge the gap and also empower young men to become their best selves, step into a world that's very unapologetic. Is there any that is very, very much close to your heart, a project?
Well, this project, what we're doing, the Calm Kitchen, that's coming up, that is my next close to my heart passion. And like I said, it's open to young guys up to 24. I wouldn't be putting youngs in with the older ones, because I think we need to split two different cohorts. But it's a continuous cohort going on. And it's not only just teaching them to cook, because in my head, cooking is one thing. Learning to sit and eat at a table with a knife and fork and not shovel your food in is another. So that is why, while some will be cooking, some will be learning how to lay table, how to sit and eat together as a community. Because a lot of our kids don't. They know how to sit in front of the TV or with the phone pinging while they're eating. Kids, no, there will be no phones. So if you're thinking of sending your kid to this, there is no phones. They will not have a phone while they're cooking or while they're sitting and eating. And if any shows a passion that they really would like to get into cooking, we're then obviously also going to do the food hygiene certificate. So that will be free as well. They will get that so that they can maybe go and work in somewhere, even on a Saturday, as a Saturday job, doing some catering, learning a bit more, and then go off to college. So it's a bit of everything, looking at young people straight after school or those who are out of school, neat, not in education or any sort of training, and trying to capture those who might think, oh yeah, I could try that. I could try and learn to cook, and maybe it'll be something that I can progress in. So it's giving kids a taster, as well as providing them with a meal, and hopefully enough that they can maybe take one meal home. So that means that evening you are actually going to get a meal, a cooked meal, as opposed to a takeaway, a quick pizza from the pizza shop or chicken and chips, because that's what I'm seeing our kids are straight after school doing. And if that's before a cooked meal at home, okay, I understand. But if that is your meal for that can't work, man, on a regular. We need to empower our kids to do better.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. Excuse me. When I used to work for probation, I used to run a cooking group, and we used to work on a budget, and I loved it because I made them like for a meal from McDonald's, I'd make them work on making something with that money that they would spend on McDonald's. And when they'd go out to actually go and buy the ingredients and then come back and cook it, they was absolutely surprised how much food they can get for that amount, and plus a dessert. So they had a meal and a dessert and money left over.
Yeah, okay. And money left there. Yeah. And I think that's the awakening that people don't get it, that it's not expensive to cook at home. It's actually cheaper because you might be able to cook and enough to save something for tomorrow.
Exactly.
So you've got you can cover up a plate and put in the fridge, and you've got food for tomorrow. And they don't get it because you're seeing all these things out of the street, and you know what I mean. Exactly. McDonald's is quite expensive, I think. Well, I'm not really a McDonald's person. I think I only have a milkshake, because that's it.
But also there's another side of it being expensive, which is the health side. Down the line, you're going to end up, having health problems because this build up of bad food. So it's not even just the financial complications to it. It's also, what does it look like from a health perspective down the line? That a lot of people end up living in the doctors and the chemist and the pharmacists because of all the build up of junk food, etc. So there's so many different sides to what expensive and what does cheap look like down the line.
And funny you should say that, Kevin, because when I used to foster, I always used to cook. The foster kids always came back to a cooked meal. They never, like if we was getting a takeaway, it was like a treat, and that would be once in a while. But generally, like it was a cooked meal, and we're talking, it was the works. So like they'd have shepherd's pie with vegetable gravy and a dessert, and then like I'd make all different kinds of foods. And the thing was, I fostered all kinds of kids, so they was getting a taste of everything. And I always remember this little boy, and his sister always tried to speak for him, and he'd go, "Don't talk for me, I could talk for myself." Because she would say, "Oh, he doesn't eat spicy food." Well, he goes, "Don't talk for me, I can." He loved the food. He He would eat everything, anything that was put before him. He wanted to taste, and I just loved it. So anyway, that said, in community work, we often see like real life struggles with people that are facing all sorts of things. Now, what are some of the biggest challenges you've noticed right now that you come up against, Elaine?
Oh, wow. How long have you got? Like, well, it's like, how much information can you give? There is so much going on. Our young people are facing a lot out of street. A lot. Our young people are facing a lot. I know of a few young people who are being groomed. I think that's the word to use. Being groomed in their own household. Split household, go to father, get groomed, get used, get new clothes, go back to mum. And, it's just, there's so much going on out there. And a lot of it's hidden, but it's in plain sight. There's so much going on that is hidden, but it's in plain sight. And it's awareness. You know what? I'm so pleased that we're going to do this project that we're going to do and have a psychotherapist as well and a counsellor. Because I've done the program in such a way that we also have a young counsellor, not an older counsellor, a young counsellor. And the reason why I chose a young counsellor is because obviously they can relate to the young people.
But
done it.
Sorry, Elaine, sometimes it can be a good thing, but sometimes I think that's not necessarily true. Because if certain young people are brought up in a certain way, they're not necessarily going to really understand. We assume just because they're young, that all young people know what's going on. They don't, because if that's not your life, if you're not brought up that way, you're not gonna.
How do you mean? You mean with the counsellor?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
The counsellor. Yeah, no, I do understand what you're saying. The counsellor I'm speaking about works in an approved school and has seen it all.
Okay.
Yeah, they have seen everything from the drugs, from the this, and they didn't even come from that background. That's the thing. They have been enlightened now into all things that they never knew was available, because actually they went to quite a posh school in Woodford Green, but then they now work in an approved school in South London. So that's what I'm saying. So this person eyes has been opened the last couple of years to quite a wide variety from, you know what I mean, from thinking everything was rosy to seeing the kids in another light. So I think that's the ideal young counsellor, and also can relate to young people, because I think that's also quite important. Because the thing is, sometimes you say to young people that actually you should be going to CAMS, which is, I can't remember what the acronym stands for, but it's basically a place where young people go and they can speak to a counsellor. But who do you get? You get white middle class man or woman, and you're expected to sit and talk to them for 45 minutes and blah, blah, and explain. They don't. They won't. And, they might be dragged there once, but after that, what do? They I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I know lots of young people, they don't want to go. But if it's part of the setting, that person, the counsellor may be the person helping in the kitchen, they're just peeling the potatoes or helping out or talking to the persons while they're setting the table and how's your day and da-da-da. They get to speak to that, and they also get to see, which is another thing, you get to see that you can be, this is another thing, you can be at a young age and black. So it's all part and parcel of the whole project is this person is a qualified counsellor, they have their degrees, they're in their masters, and they are here with you. Do you know what I mean? So it's a little pathway, it's a route way that we are providing to show a lot more than just the cooking. The cooking is like the catalyst, and there's a lot of little pathways going through this project. That's why I'm so excited about it. And it's really, I wish it couldn't be just Waltham Forest, but we'll see where it goes to. But I think it's important.
The sad thing about the sad thing about these projects is that if there's no funding, it just kind of stops.
Exactly. And that the idea is that we'll be continuing looking for funding so that it's not a set timed project that only goes on for a set. The idea is that it can keep going on, because also there are other chefs that want to bring in, so that you learn to cook from this person, but you can also learn to cook this style of cooking or this, you know what I mean? Because not all chefs do the same thing. I mean, I've been cooking for years, all the way up to different echelons of people from hotels and da-da-da. And my mum would tell everybody, my God, I cook for the Queen, Yes, I cooked. I cooked for the Queen at Guildford House, but I don't think she even tasted my food. I don't know who she tasted. She was in a big hall with lots of people. So, but the point is, I might cook one way, but other chefs might cook something else. So I don't know how to cook. All chefs think they know how to cook everything. No, we don't. So it is a good taster for them to see other foods and also get menu cards so that they can go home and they can try these things at home as well. The whole point is not just to know it in the project, it's to know it, to take it home, cook for your mum and dad, and you might educate your mum and dad. I used to educate my mum how to make, what was it that she loved? Macaroni and cheese, because, black people make macaroni and cheese a different way. And they don't know what roux is. Me and my mum used to always fight on that when I came over for catering college.
So what was your way of doing it?
I always start with a roux. I always start with your flour and butter, and you cook that out first and make the grains in your flour pop so that that's done, and then you add your milk. And then I've been to people's houses where they just add milk and egg and fling the cheese in, hot all that, and put the pasta in. That make cheese bitter. So everybody does things a different way, and one of the things catering college used to say to us, don't try and teach your parents to suck eggs because they will resent you. But there's some things that, Mum, this is the way to do macaroni and cheese. So you always start with a roux. Now the white sauce.
Now, have some of the challenges changed since your organisation first started that you've come up against?
As we know, the biggest one is always funding. The biggest one is always funding. If you're not self-funding, because a lot of the stuff we did was self-funding. Even now, we're doing the food projects and going out and distributing food. There's about 5 of us in our cars. We collect food. The food gets delivered, Fair Share delivers it all, and we collect it into our cars and we go and deliver it. We all do that just, out the goodness of our heart. Petrol's through the roof, but we're still running around delivering food here, there and everywhere. And we're still doing that project now. So that is a challenge. We'd love to get a van again. We're trying to do that, get ourselves a van and move that forward. But the challenge with most projects is always funding, I think. And a certain amount of boroughs may move goalposts. They try to move goalposts depending on what you're trying to do. But like I said, things are self-funding. And we just get on with it. You just have to get on with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kevin, we are actually coming up to that all-important community break. And when we come back, you can ask that question after, okay?
Sure.
Welcome back to Spilling the Tea to Juliet G on your number one community radio Hey, Supreme Radio UK. I want to give a couple of shout outs. Shout out to Dave in Hackney, Angela from Thamesmead, Pam in Stratford, Sammy Skates, Ms. Polly, our media queen, and Bugatti. Why do I say that? Bugatti, Bugatti, Bugatti. We are currently in conversation with one of the directors of Platinum Routes CIC, Elaine Henry. Over to you, Kevin.
Yeah, sure. So before, I really wanted to know about, let's call it waving a magic wand, right? When you talk about some of the limitations that you're experiencing, concerning funding, etc. And not just yourself, it's right across the board. So if you could wave that magic wand, what does impact look like for Platinum Routes CIC? And how do you know when the work you're doing is truly making a difference?
Okay. If I could wave a magic wand and have something that I want, the thing I've always wanted would be a hotel with a hotel catering school. Always, from time. Regardless of everything else I've done, yeah, I would. Actually, let me tell you about impact. I used to be the head of hotel and catering department in Southwark College. And obviously part of that was teaching. And I used to teach, obviously, every and anybody. But I had students that, some of them of our hue, who would play up. So at breaks, I used to send out everybody they could go to break. And I used to pick out some of them and say, you lot stay behind, I need to speak to you. I used to speak to some of them and say, look, you're not going to get by on your colour and making that, messing around in class, coming late, all of that. I expect you, as having a mother-style teacher, to behave, to have respect, to come on time, to be dressed and ready in your chef's whites, blah, 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 and to work hard because I expect you to pass because you are my kids. Done. Years later, let's not go years later. A little bit after that, we used to have an open day when the kids can, or the young people, can show off their skills by either running the restaurant or catering. So some were in the kitchens cooking for food that went in the restaurants, and in the restaurant were their parents. They invited whoever, they bought their tickets, they came, they sat down and had meals. One of the parents came up to me and said, oh, I heard that you gave my son a talking to, blah, 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 blah. And I said, which one was it? She told me. And I said, well, he was no, I'm not getting at you, Mum. I just tell him because I told him and I was going to knock him in his head. You need to knock him in his head. When you knock him in his head because he's not hearing it from me and blah, blah. Good job, blah, blah, blah. Left it at that. I thought, good. Told him in class, your mum's given me permission to knock you in your head. But I never did. But that person has become a fantastic chef, absolutely brilliant. And every year that I have ascot, so if anybody who knows me will come on my ascot trips will know my bar person, every year he'll take that day off of whatever work he's doing, whatever hotel he's working in, he will take that day off to do my bar work for me for ascot. This is my 10-year anniversary of doing ascot, running our ascot food, drink, blah, blah, blah. He will run my bar for me at ascot. Whether it's respect, whether it's whatever, he just does. And he's such a lovely guy. And I just love how my students have just gone on. And that's what I like. That's the impact for me, to see what my students have gone on and done after you've taught them, because that's what you're using your time for. Because if they've gone on and wasted their time afterwards and not used the education, you may swap careers. I've swapped careers. So you may swap careers, but just be positive. You know what I mean? Be a useful person in society. Because I heard Juliet just big up Thamesmead. I used to work in Thamesmead in one of the prisons. And let me tell you, the food that they were producing there, wicked. And when I speak to some of them young guys, I'm like, what are you doing here? If you see qualifications that some of them go, oh, man, it was just this one time. And no, it wasn't this one time while you're here. It's this one time that you get catch or your final straw. Don't tell me it's your one time. And I mean, I said, don't let me, when I come back again and later on when you go out, I don't want to see you back in here. Right? So impact is when you've used your energy for someone something, a project, whatever it is, and you have seen they have benefit, no matter how small, they've benefit and used that to benefit maybe somebody else. You know what I mean? Gone on and used it to benefit somebody else, opened up something, done something different. You know what I mean? That's what we work for. We really don't want to see our energies wasted, because it's a waste. You see, when we do this project now and these kids can cook, and even if they go home and once cook one of their meals and take a picture back and say, Miss, this is what I cooked at home, it didn't taste quite like yours, or it tasted better. And yeah, man, you feel good because your energy has not been wasted.
Brilliant. Now, being a director of a CIC, community interest company, can be rewarding but also demanding. What has been some of the highs and the lows of the journey so far for you, Elaine?
Ooh. What's been the loans has always only ever been around trying to do a certain project that you couldn't fund, or you know what I mean? That's always going to be the challenge with anything, any projects, anybody who does community projects. You always know it's trying to find the funds to make it happen, trying to find enough people to help you, because we have volunteers, but volunteers by its very nature is, I choose to do it today, or tomorrow I choose not to. Or I'm too busy. Do you know what I mean? So it's getting people to be as passionate about whatever project you do as you are, because there'll never be anybody more passionate about your own project, whatever it is you're doing, than you. But you want or hope that you can bring in people who have a modicum of passion like yourself, and to get the job done. Highs has always been, to be honest, my highs is at the end of the project. Because, for instance, like I said, we had a health and well-being day, and while you're going through it, you're like, oh my gosh, people are going to come. You've been out flyering, you've gone doing all what you can do, doing your marketing everywhere. But it's on the day when my high on the last health and wellness was when people who had stalls were like, make sure on your next one you book me. Yes, we want to be booked in before you advertise, and there's no space for us. And oh, good. You not only had a good time, you obviously had some, people interested in your products. And one of the ladies said, I have never been asked to come up to the front and given a platform to talk about my wares at any of these things before. I just come, set up my stall, and I get left to it. So that was something different, which I will keep, because I went round to each one of the stall holders and said to them, come up and speak, as well as obviously the practitioners, they were there to actually speak and present. But the actual stall holders were also given a platform. And they were saying, oh, that never usually happens. We just say at our stalls and nobody invites us up to speak. So, yeah, that's a positive for me. I enjoyed that.
And you know what? People, take note. Don't forget your stall holders.
Yeah.
Anyway, just really quickly, Elaine, where am I? What has been, when funding and support or resources are not always easy to access, how do you keep yourself motivated?
Well, like I said, we were self-funding for a long time anyway. We were self-funding, and again, it's about volunteers. So let's go back to the food project where we deliver food. The food gets delivered to us, we get in our cars, and we gracefully or gratefully or happily go out and deliver to those in less need. And like I said at the beginning, if you live with an open hand where you give, that open hand will also get back. Tight-fisted people whose hand always closed, them are always going to be fighting and looking for something, because your hand isn't open. My mum always taught me that. Keep your hand open to give, because the same open hand will receive. Yeah, I know people who are tight. They're always begging for money because they're tight. They've never loaned money in their life. They've never loaned or given to people. So therefore, you've not stored up anything in the universe. The universe works like that. You giving to the universe will look after you. Mm-hmm. So I don't watch, the money or the petrol or the this or the that. It is what it is. If we can do it and we can fund it, we'll do it. If we can't, we can't. Health and wellness days. Again, health and wellness days are about letting people come in and some people got HIV tested. They got free HIV testing. Some people had free massages. What else did they have done? There was just a lot of different. There people talking about meningitis up there. There was people talking about all these different ailments. And lots of people were able to connect with the people that they needed to connect with. Prostate cancer was there, dementia was there. There was a lot of practitioners. The only reason I had stallholders, right? One reason and one reason only, we would not have had stallholders, but because the venue wasn't free, that's how we funded the venue, by getting in just enough. I think it was just 6 stallholders. Yeah, 6 stallholders to pay for the venue. That was it.
Amazing.
Wow. So all companies, organizations, and even people kind of need collaborations. Being collaborative is so important. But from a collaborations perspective, do you have what kind of partnerships and have previously assisted your organization, and what partnerships and collaborations will help you grow even further?
Okay, let's work on this one. We are looking
once again, let's talk about it from a magic wand perspective, because magic wand takes away. Yeah. Because the reason I always tell people, especially when I'm working with my clients, because when we normally say magic wand, it takes away all restrictions in their mind. Yeah. So let's take away the restrictions in your. I'm not saying there are restrictions, by the way, but let's take those restrictions away. Who are the collaborations?
Wow. Well, the upcoming project collaborations hopefully will be with a company called Project Zero. That's a youth project in Waltham Forest. Hoping to work with them. Another thing that I work on, like I said, is with music. So we're collaborating with lots of the elderly centres. So it's just different things. For me, like I said, my biggest thing is if I could get somebody to buy a building and give us the building that's got a lovely kitchen in there, and that we can work it as a training kitchen. These places where you can go and they say, don't be in a hurry because these people are learning. So you can have even maybe special needs kids and young people that can come in, they can learn, they can set up maybe the front of the cafeteria or restaurant. And then there's the others in the kitchen learning how to cook and their food. So you're not expecting Michelin stars, you're paying accordingly, but these kids are learning at their own pace because colleges are out there. So they can all go to college. But there's some kids who need to learn at a slower pace. They don't want the hurry. It might take them, 2 or 3 hours to learn how to just make sandwiches. And that's fine because you have to learn at your pace. But once they get it, they get it. Do you know what I mean? How to do things properly, cut them, design it, lay them out, present it properly. That's fine. And that's what I'm saying, because I think there's a gap. And that gap is what we want to fill. And if we can fill it with our young people who's on street, I walk up, I don't look something to do, then I'd rather that. So the magic wand will be, give me a building with a fantastic kitchen that we can get it together and turn it into a kitchen and a restaurant so they can learn all aspects of the hospitality trade and maybe go and set up their own thing eventually. Some kids just need a chance. They just need a chance and they just need an avenue. When they say build it and they will come, some people talk about these kids who's not good at mainstream school and they're walking street. They're walking street because there's nobody's guiding them anywhere. So one of the people that we work with is also a referral service. We work with them because they're actually quite good. And like I said, Project Zero. Another person I really respect is, I call him Colin Gangs. He's in Black Horse Road and he works with young guys, and I'll be speaking to him soon as well. He works with young people and gets them off the streets and stuff, and he deals with gang leaders and absolutely brilliant guy. So there's a lot of people out there who I'd like to work with a bit more, and on this project I'm sure I will be able to.
I love that. And are you looking for any volunteers, sponsors, mentors, or local businesses to get involved?
Always. we're always looking, because the more the merrier. I'm involved with a park group, Langthorne, Friends of Langthorne Park. Like I said, I work with the Carnival crew at the moment, who's doing Leighton Carnival, Waltham Forest collaboration group. There's another. So I am with a lot of different people, and let's be honest. Sometimes you do put these things out, and nobody volunteers. You literally have to have time to speak to people on a one-to-one, because putting things out and asking for volunteers, they just don't. But when you get time to speak to people about what you're doing, this is what I'd love someone to come in and even be in the kitchens with us. So the more adults, the merrier, as well as the young people, but not people who are going to be condescending, who know it all, and because you've got to meet people and young people where they're at.
Exactly, yeah. Where they
there
are.
you go.
Exactly.
Last week we had young people. I was with AG. I was getting wrong.
AG?
The DJ AG. And if you see how he interacted with the young people, I didn't know one of the songs. They were up there doing their thing. And I'm like, that's, you know what I mean? That's the sort of respect. If you give the young people respect, regardless of their behavior at other times, you give them respect, they give you it back. And none of them were rude. None of them were anything to you. They were just enjoying themselves. It was lovely to watch. And so that's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just need to give the kids a chance. And chances come in different formats. So I just love to work with people who've worked with young people. And they can teach me more, because, like I said, it's been a while for working with young people. I've got young girls, 28 and 26. But yeah, anybody who wants to be involved in something like this, come forward and be part of it, because there's loads of elements to this project, and it's gonna go on. It's not a one-hit wonder.
Now,
definitely not.
Elaine, many people have great ideas but are afraid to take that first step. What advice would you give to someone who wants to start something meaningful in their community?
Right. Write the vision and make it plain. Sorry, I've got to go back to old school. Write your vision down, because a lot of things is we die with our projects in our head. How many great projects have gone to the grave? So one is write it down and make it plain. Yes,
I love that.
And
that's a brilliant one.
It's true though. The next thing is, now I'm going to go far left now. Copy all and put it through ChatGPT. And ask Chat, direct me to the funding agents for this project that I want to do. Where would this be suitable? How can I make this work? What do I need to make it work? Just ask all the questions you'd ask somebody else, or somebody might ask you. Because the first and foremost is you're going to, I can't make it, I don't have the money, I don't know where to, you don't have to know. Sometimes we want all the answers before we put the foot forward. So the idea is put it into Chat, or put it into Claude, or put it into Perplexity. Put it down and ask that thing how to split it all. And you'll be surprised. It's going to give you more questions maybe than answers, but it's going to give you some of the answers going forward. And then it's also another thing is we put all these things in our head and we don't talk to people. And I can be the same. You think you've got the answers. Go out and look for answers as well. But these new AI, unfortunately, really does help a lot of what we thought we knew or what we don't think we know. It can give you the answers and where next to move.
Now, what do you wish someone had told you at the beginning of your journey, or Kevin would say adventure?
What do I wish somebody had told me? Oh my gosh. You see, that's why I asked me that long time, because I'd have to think about that one. What do I wish somebody had told me? Oh, please. It depends if you're talking. Then right. It's not personal. Okey-dokey. That's a whole nother show. What do I wish somebody had told? Actually, that collaborating is better than trying to get things done on your own. That two better than one. Try and find volunteers or partners or people in the field that you work in or that you want to work in. Yeah. And ask them to help you move forward. Because people are sometimes willing to to talk with you if they think that you're serious and if they think they can help you. There's a lot of people who are willing to give information. Not everybody's a gatekeeper. A lot of people think, oh, nobody's going to give. No, they will. They will. But a lot of the times, like I said, including us, sometimes we think we have the answer, so we don't need to ask the questions to other people. And find sites, find companies that do what you do and just put it out there, especially now WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups, all of that. You don't have to give them the whole of your project, but put it out there. You'll be surprised who comes forward and says, oh, yeah, you know, I found somebody, was it on TikTok, who's a masser, who said, oh, you're going to do, yeah, I'll do free massage for you. So that was one, and so on and so forth. In fact, I found one of my good mates now on TikTok. By watching her doing catering, we ended up going off to Cuba together. We sing together. So, you know, get out of your own way and use the facilities that are available to us. And free facilities, you don't even have to pay for some of these things. They're out there. Use them.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now
I
Kevin.
massively agree.
Sorry, we are coming up to that all-important community break. It's the last one, so stay tuned. We're coming up. And keep it supreme. Welcome back to the last segment of the show. Hasn't time flown? Wow. We have been in conversation with Elaine Henry, one of the directors of Platinum CIC. And this, like I said, is the last segment of the show. Elaine, we don't have long left. So, Kevin, fire away.
Yes. So yeah, thank you for joining us. It's been absolutely amazing. Really, really appreciate just your contribution to the community and your continuous commitment overall. So thank you so much. So just a quick one. Just looking ahead, what is the bigger vision for Platinum Routes CIC over the next couple of years?
Oh, wow. Well, without giving too much away, we've got a big project happening next year that was planned for, it'll either be part of the Black History Month or it'll be part of Windrush, but it'll be in between that time. And it's a working collaboration between young people and our elders. So I think that's really, really important. And also for a reminder for our elders, the whole Windrush, when they came over, blah, blah, blah. So it's a whole day program. Hopefully it'll be a day or it might be a weekend of stuff. But as you say, we can't give too much away about that. So that's that one. Obviously, the Strictly Roots and Revival, that's under our umbrella, Strictly Roots and Revival Voices. We want that to get bigger and better and be actually now located on a high street as opposed to where it is at the moment, so that people can come and sing and enjoy themselves and again learn about our historic music and stuff that they can recognize the words to as opposed to, and that doesn't contain any form of raw unnecessary lyrics. Let's just be quite clear what that means. But yeah, to me, it's just expanding outside of doing stuff within Waltham Forest and Enfield, that we do a lot more around neighbouring boroughs as well, and that it expands to a bigger project. Because obviously it can't be just based around us three directors and our 5 volunteers. We want loads more volunteers and loads more new ideas and inputs. But it's not just about working my brain. It's about working, as many people who want to come in and say, oh, why don't we do this? And say, well, yeah, that can work and that will help this amount of people and that amount of people. And you know what I mean? That's what it's about.
Brilliant. Now, Elaine, when people hear the name Platinum Routes CIC, what do you want them to feel or remember or be inspired to do when they hear about your project?
Come and join. Basically, call up and say, what can I do? How can I get involved? Whether it's in the food project, whether it's in the food distribution, always need a lot more people distributing food either via Enfield, via Waltham Forest, or in between and Tottenham, Leighton. So, or phone up and say, actually, I've got an old person over in those 2 areas. Can you can you deliver something to them because they're at home? So those sorts of things, they can't get out and nobody remembers them. Yeah, that's what we want them to do. And people who said, your project of Strictly Roots and Revival, I love to sing, but I can't get out and and we can arrange. Do you know we have somebody coming all the way and it costs them about £25 in cab fare to come to sing, because they just want an environment where they can sing their music that they know from back in the day, and that they just want to be enjoying it and being around people. So again, you hear that and you want to sing, come and join us.
Can I just ask you a quick question? You know, you distribute food to the elderly. Do they have to pay for that, or is it free?
Oh no, it's free. Come on, it's free.
It's free.
It's free.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's free. And
That's
before
it.
lockdown, like I said, when there was homeless people on the streets, because there is other projects that we are involved with as well that do like Whitechapel and all that, and they go down there and do our neighbour. They're called neighbouring friends or something, and they do that whole area of people who are actually on the streets. In Waltham Forest made sure when lockdown happened that they allocated places now for our homeless people. So up to Stratford, we don't really have a lot of people on the actual streets as we used to, but they are in hostels, etc., etc. And if you look around, there are places, but places like the library and all those places, they've any little nook and cranny that they used to have where people could lie down on the streets outside there, they've put big pots, big flowering pots or whatever, big heavy things that they can't get in to be in those little crevices anymore. So they're basically blocking them out. But Waltham Forest has also provided places for people to sleep. So, you know, we do what we can. If everybody just does a little bit, nobody has to be big major charity, you know. Everybody can just do a little bit. You see, look, we go shopping at Tesco's. You always see somebody out there. They're either begging or what. You don't have to give them money. The other day I went in, it was roasting hot. So I said to the guy, would you like a drink? Yes, just went in and bought a bottle of water. Just bought a bottle of cold water from the fridge, gave it to him, and went back in and done my shopping. That don't make me anybody special. It just means we are humans, and it's not even a colour thing, because she's like, one guy sitting out there, he's dry, he's heat up on him just like the rest of you. Give him a bottle of water. It don't do you nothing. If you can afford it, and if you're going into Tesco to do shopping, hopefully you can afford a bottle of water to give to somebody else.
No, you're right. You're right. You're spot on. Every little something helps. Now, before we let you go, so once again, thank you so much for taking your time out. So sorry to the Zumba crew. But before we let you go, can you let the listeners know how they can contact you? Because definitely you should be contacted. And also just your social medias and whatever platforms you have that people can kind of just connect to what you're doing and support in one form or another, please. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, easy one. Platinum Routes CIC. Our Gmail. We're at platinumrootescic@gmail.com. And if you go on TikTok, you've got Platinum Roots on there as well. Insta, I think there's Platinum. I'm not really one at updating on our Insta very well on all of that lot. Again, if you're any volunteer and you're very good at that and you want to come in and do all our socials, please come. But everything's at Platinum Roots CIC. Strictly Roots and Revival Choir Voices has their own Insta. But just come in, and phone number 07985 197041. And now that you've scrambled around, you're looking for a pen, and now you've got a pen, I'll give it to you again, 07985 197041. Especially if you got to enter middle with a kitchen. That would be
also,
so great.
where are you located as well? So from a geographical perspective, someone was local, you had to travel. Yeah. Right.
Leytonstone for the Strictly Roots and Revival Choir is in Leytonstone. We do a lot of the project for the cooking for the boys will be in the Waltham Forest area. At 90% will be Project Zero, which is again part of Waltham Forest. The food delivery project we collect within the Enfield area, and we distribute all around so that it goes in Enfield and it also goes in Tottenham and it goes down to us here at Leytonstone. So we've got obviously different cars and they all distribute for us all over the place.
Elaine, thank you so much for joining us this morning. It has been an absolute pleasure hearing about your journey, your passion, and the important work that's being done through Platinum Routes CIC. Now, what really stands out is your commitment that you show, supporting people and opening doors and creating meaningful change within the community. So thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you all for having us.
God bless you.
Thank you so much. May we all continue and do a little something, just a little something. Buy somebody a bottle of water today when you go out. You know what I mean? Look at you just see hungry people all the time. You see people around all the time. Yeah, and if you see any young boys and you're in the Waltham Forest area, you know, any young boys between 10 and 24 who want to cook, refer them so that they come and get free food, free cooking, natural food, wholesome food, and you never know, that could spark them on to going into the catering industry and having their own restaurant. Wouldn't that be brilliant?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, next week, Saturday, we will be in conversation with one of the co-founders of the African Caribbean Leukemia Trust. That's ACLT, and that's Orion Lewis, and he'll be sharing why ACLT was formulated and what they've been doing for the past 30 years, and so on and so forth. And like I say, each and every week, you don't want to miss this. So make sure you set your alarm clocks from now and put it in your planner or your diary, even your Rolodex if you've got one. Now, coming up next, we have our very own boss lady, LaJ, till 2 p.m. And from 2 till 4, we have TLC. 4 till 6 p.m. we have TJ Sting, and 6 till 8 we have WJ Good Groove, and 8 till 10 we have, guess who? Bugatti. And 10 till midnight.
I think Bugatti's gonna bang you from his name, you know.
Do you know what? I don't know. It just, listen to the adverts and then you'll understand why, because that's what they say. Okay, Bugatti. Now, 10 till midnight, we have DJ Squeaky. And midnight till 2 a.m., we have Uncle Nuts until he says so. That's the Saturday stroke Sunday morning presenter lineup on your number one community radio station. You can follow me on Instagram, that's Spilling the Tea to Juliet G, to go get show updates, notifications, and Mixcloud, that's Juliet, JULIET _GEE, and you can listen to the shows, and you can even listen to it on on YouTube, and that's Juliet at Juliet G, JULIET GEE - Spilling the Tea. That's all. Kevin, over to
Juliet. So I've got a question. Every week I like to put you in a predicament. So here's my predicament for you for this week. Who's your favorite Supreme DJ?
Me.
No, because you're a hoe. You're more.
Did you say I was a hoe?
No, you're not a host. I would never say. Oh my, Juliet. Seriously?
Well, it sounded like hoe to me.
No,
I was going to say. Okay.
You're a host stroke presenter. I'm talking about DJ, musical DJ.
They're all good. You're not going to catch me out.
No, I don't want to hear no conservatives on Labour here. I don't want to hear the politician answer. I want to know, who's your favourite DJ on Supreme?
I actually like them all because I actually listen to them all.
Oh, mother hen, please.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, I can't pick anybody. To pick anybody will be like slashing my wrist, cut my throat, so that when next week all you will hear is silence. Exactly.
I'm
Juliet, gone.
I'm putting out to every Supreme DJ. Put Juliet on the spot anytime you speak to her.
They can put me on the spot all they like. I like them all. I like them all. And I actually listen to them all.
There's a place in your heart And I know, like, we're doing Michael Jackson here. Like,
That's the one. That's the. Let me go and get me recorder out. Don't get me started, Kevin.
all right, who's your favorite comedian? Who's your favorite comedian on Supreme in that case?
There's only one comedian.
Yeah, who's your favorite?
There's only one comedian.
I'm
Well,
not sure question.
there are a
Who's
few
your favorite?
jokers. We have a
Right.
few jokers, but
Okay, so who's the joke? Oh, that's a good point. Who's the Joker then? Who is the Joker on Supreme?
ask me next week and I'll let you know.
No. See, you're going back to go and like construct your answers. I want to know. Okay, this is what it is. Who's your favorite DJ? Everyone's got to put her on the spot, including the listeners. And also, who is the Joker? Not who is a Joker, who is the Joker. Right.
So you're saying that a joker of the pack?
No, the Joker.
The Joker
I'm
of the
talking about,
pack.
okay,
The Joker
you
on
got someone
Supreme.
who's like,
You see
Supreme.
what you're
I'm
trying to
talking-
do, Kevin? You see what you're trying to do? You're trying to say that the Joker on Supreme is not the comedian is a joker.
No, what I'm saying.
What are you
is,
trying to
know,
say,
got
Kevin?
something-
Be specific
Okay,
now.
what?
Be specific.
Don't worry about it, because I'm
Be
putting you on the
specific.
spot. So
Nope. Be
Here we go.
specific.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. I'm talking about, when you sometimes in life you're dealing with someone or you talk to someone,
No, I
and you're
don't.
like, do you know what? You're just a joker. I'm sick of this. You're a joker. But they think that you mean it in an entertaining way, but you mean it in a way like, I ain't got time
So
for
is
you.
that what you're
So who
trying
is-
to say? Now, I thought you was
Exactly.
talking about laughter Joker, because we only
Depends
have
how you
one.
want to laugh at them. But go ahead.
I really have to get back to you on that one. Let me go through the
Don't
list.
worry, I won't forget. It's fine.
I'll go through the
I'm going to
list.
put it in my diary.
You put it in your Rolodex.
Exactly.
Put it in your Rolodex, okay?
Right. So just quickly, Juliet, before we come offline, you've got your dive coming. So
Yeah.
just to remind
Do you know
people,
what? I got 21 seconds. No, 21 days to go. Go. 21 days to go. Go. I got really. You want to know how to donate? Make a donation. Just go to the Just Giving page. Just Giving page. That's Juliet.
Juliet, we've got 2 minutes. Come on.
JULIET hyphen GEE hyphen the number 3. That's it. Just go to the Just Giving page. And it will all be there. Or failing that, just go onto my page and you'll find me. You'll find the information. Yes. So Kevin, anything you'd like to say before I let you go?
Before you let go. Okay. So you can find me, Kevin Bennett, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, just Kevin Bennett, N-T. And as I say to you every week, there's a desert out there. We all experience the desert. Just keep walking through the desert. You'll find your greenery. You'll find your green pastures. So don't worry about it. Life will find its way for you. Or if life is finding its way for you currently, enjoy it. Enjoy. Because there's a period of time in life where we just have to enjoy this life before we have it no more. So have a good weekend and a continuous week until next weekend again.
Have a blessed day, have a safe day, and make it an absolutely spectacular day, whoever you choose to spend it with. And if you can't be good, be careful. It's your host, Juliet G. Bye from me.
And peace out from me.
Hashtag spilling the tea, hashtag Kevin B, and hashtag
Juliet
G, baby. Kevin, you're so silly. Trying
I
to
still
put me
want to know
on
who
the
the
spot.
Joker is.
Yeah, you try. You try.
That was a good one.